Welcome back. So, turn 2, I obviously declare a charge on the skink. Single skink chief. I managed to survive the wall without having half of my chariot unit explode, which is a very nice surprise. And I throw both the Hydra Titan and these snakes into the Saurus warriors. I'm hoping to do enough damage here that I can grind them down when I get hit by the skinks and the croxies and the Saurus cav. I figure I should be able to. A lot rests on me pushing my luck and trying for a killing blow to get rid of his BSB. I figure if I can take him down, even if I lose that lot, I'm a long way to taking control of the game, and it's going to take a lot of grinding for him to work his way through that unit. Even if I lose all of those, he's going to be left on some very damaged units. That's a theory anyway. And so we can see on this side, I've declared a charge with these War Sphinx on these Pterodons. They've elected to flee. I pushed my luck and tried to redirect into the Yeats cavalry, but I needed a massive roll to get there, and unsurprisingly I didn't get there. Well, such is life, it's not a terrible thing. And then we see the coup de grace. We see popping up right behind him my stalkers. And they just love that frog. That frog's done one wound to himself through a miscast. It's time to make him bleed. And so we head on off to actually doing the damage. So you see on the top right, the chariots annihilate the Sphinx, or they actually don't annihilate the Skink. They've got a 2+, not a 2+, they've got a flaming banner, and he's got a 2+ ward versus flaming. And I only barely managed to sneak 2 wounds through on the tit. But that's all I needed, and we overran into the Stegodon. Stegodon himself managed to hit quite hard and put a solid amount of wounds on him. I put 3 wounds on him. So he had 1 wound left, and of course with my massive heroic killing blow, strength 10, yeah, I missed. I think it is worth noting here, I did manage to get through the large version of Smiting, making everything hit just that much harder. And as you can see here, that's a lot of damage done to that Saurus block, and the BSB has died after having 9 killing blow attacks going through at him. I was quite impressed, incidentally. I've never tried it before, but a large version of Cursed Blades, it's only a 10+ to cast. I can do that on 2 dice. That really drags things out quickly. So overall, a very successful turn. And so you see. So now things start getting a little pressurized for the lizards. Losing his general and the light frog to the stalkers has really put a bit of a clock on him. So obviously he charges in these skinks and croxies, and he charges in these Saurus cav. Saurus cav lose 1 to dangerous terrain through the forest, and I'm okay with that, so be it. And then we see at the top he's charged his remaining salamander into the flank of the chariots. At this point, I've got to mention it, but my skeletons and the Hierophant and the King have all found their way into the building just to be a little safe and to give a nice radius to the spells. So his magic phase, again, it's a big magic phase. He drops a bit of shades in the building, which sticks I think it managed to kill 1 wound off off a skeleton, so not particularly impressive. And then he managed to irresistible the withering off on my chariots. So my chariots are now they're now toughness 2. And because he's irresistible, that he miscasts and he loses 3 wizard levels, which is fantastic. The only thing he's got left is Enfeebling Foe, which I dutifully dispel. So right now I'm actually quite happy with all of that. comes down to the killing, and his salamanders don't do it, or Sally doesn't do a whole lot. I stick a wound or two on him. I manage to finally kill the stegodon, at which point I reform all over the show. So the skeleton chariots reform long ways to make a bit of space for the the Necrosphinx, and the Necrosphinx reforms to face these Sphinx in the steg. It's all looking very pretty. On the other side, again, striking first with all of those attacks, I managed to kill off another 2 of these Saurus Cav, and he wins combat. He does a fair amount of damage to the snakes, but we hold him up quite dramatically, and he has just a thin sliver of Saurus left. So all in all, quite a survivable turn. Actually, it's all looking very pretty right now. So my turn 3, and now I'm trying to get every last bit of value I can out of those stalkers. They've already killed 1 frog. It's time for them to head on into the back of that skink unit. See if we can manage to end them. We then see a bit further over the long line that we've reformed the skeleton chariots into, and I'm quite comfortable they're going to deal with them eventually, even though they're still toughness 2. And we then see on the other side, I finally get the War Sphinx into combat. So he's off into the flank of those Saurus Cav. I've yanked the skeletons out of the building just in case things go wrong. I'm not really expecting them to. You can see the thin sliver of Saurus warriors that are left. I expect to be able to kill them. And yeah, this should actually be a reasonably simple mop-up, but again, there's never any hurt in just planning for things to go wrong. Because when you don't plan, they do go wrong. So just a bit of a close-up here. Once again, I really like seeing that War Sphinx in action. It's just such a dynamic, such a gorgeous figure. And he's going to do the job for me here. It's quite dramatically. So when it comes to magic, again, he's stopping most of the big spells, but I managed to get through a big protection. I managed to get through a bonus. Managed to get through the big killing blow, and I get through the bonus attacks on the War Sphinx. So I've got a pretty solid magic phase over here. The Stalkers don't actually manage to kill off that unit. Between them and the Necrosphinx, they're still fighting it out. And the Snakes and the War Sphinx managed to kill off all of the cavalry. The Sphinx actually managed to pull off a killing blow or 2. Hey, I suppose the spell's kind of useful. This is something I didn't expect. The guys on top with super killing blow, of course, did very, very little. Can't really win them all, and so he overruns straight into the skinks, and he's actually very, very happy with where he's sitting now. In fact, everything's sitting quite pretty. All of the combats that are left are grinds that I expect to win. Right, at this point, it's pretty much just magic and a couple of combats. He's not really doing much with the pterodons. The ongoing combat with the Sphinx, as you can see, was a rout, and Sphinx and the last remaining knight managed to run them down. And on the other side here, in his turn, I managed to kill and run down the salamander, and I managed to deal with all of the remaining skink and croxy unit. So my turn is now actually, you can see in that picture, and the stalkers are moving up. They're trying to hunt down that last frog. What I actually pull off here is the Necrosphinx is close enough. This is after obviously pursuing the skink croxy unit. It's close enough to charge that last skink unit. And I managed to get through the movement spell to shove the stalkers close enough to get on that hill there, and actually shoot the frog. They don't kill him, they put 3 wounds on him, and I've got one more turn. They managed to kill one of themselves, but I'll forgive them this time. And at this point my opponent concedes. The game is quite obviously a rout, and he can't really escape with that frog. And yeah, final thoughts on it. Again, I'm just blown away by how maneuverable this army actually is for an army that doesn't march. I love the threat range projection, and it really does tie up halves of the army, which lets me pull apart what should be very solid battle lines. Yeah, I'm very impressed. I'm still jealous of his magic phase. Really, really jealous. But I'll get over my jealousy because I have pretty statues. Thanks for watching. Cheers.